Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Melissa. I do DIY lifestyle and decor videos. And today I'll be doing 3 DIY holiday decor items. First, starting with this wood sign. And I'm gonna go ahead and stain these 4 pieces of wood in a dark walnut stain. These 4 pieces of wood were scrap pieces I had in my garage. I just made sure they were all the same length. I do have a saw, so I just made sure to even out all of the wood pieces. They're 2x4s, and I would say they're about 2.5 feet long for each one. So after I finish staining this first piece, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other 3 boards, and I end up staining the entire thing. So front, back, and all 4 sides. After I'm done staining all 4 pieces, I then go ahead and use this Gorilla wood glue to attach them all together, and I place it off to the side to just let it dry and harden, and I move on to making the wreath that's going to go ahead and be attached to this sign. So a lot of the items in today's video will be from Dollar Tree, and first starting with the berry garland, the wired garland, as well as those little wreath frames, and there's 2 in a pack, so I'll actually be using one for this project and one for another one later in the video. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take these little garland pieces out, and this entire bag fills up 1 wreath. So I have 2 bags of the garland and 2 wreath forms, and so that makes up the 2 wreaths that I need, as well as those little berry garlands. I cut that in half and was able to utilize that entire pack for the 2 wreaths. So what I liked about this wreath was that I didn't have to use any kind of hot glue or anything. The garland as well as the berry garland were wire, so it was very easy to wrap around the form of the wreath, and this is how it turned out, and I think it looks awesome, and it was the perfect size for this sign. Once the wreath was complete, I went ahead and attached it with some scrap burlap that I had. They also sell this burlap ribbon at Dollar Tree, so if you don't have any scrap pieces at home, you can always pick that up at Dollar Tree as well. But also these stickers and these little stencils are from Dollar Tree. I went ahead and put Merry on there with the stickers as well as Bright, and for the "and" I used these stencil forms and went ahead and just traced those into the board. As you'll see, I have my little helper here in the background. It's not easy doing DIYs with toddlers, but that's what snacks are for. And once I hand that to her, I am off to finishing my tracing. And then I'm gonna go ahead and attach this ribbon. I got this at Joann's, as well as these 2 paint pens, excuse me. They're the Sharpie brand, and I got a small and large size, one for outlining and one for filling in the white. And these worked out pretty well. They're just hard to get started at first, but once you do, they're quite easy to utilize. So this is going to complete the sign. I love the way this one turned out. It's super farmhouse with the wood and the wreath and that little bow. So anyways, I think that one is my voted most favorite out of this video. Moving on, we have our joy sign, and I have a specific place that I'm going to put this outside, but I'm utilizing these trick-or-treat signs from Dollar Tree, and just going to take off the jute string from the top on all 3 pieces, and then I need to start attaching them together as well as painting them. So as you can tell from the last few clips, I went ahead and used E6000 to connect the boards. I also used some Gorilla Black duct tape as well as those larger popsicle sticks from Dollar Tree. I just needed a little bit more extra enforcement because these boards are a little bit more on the flimsy side. And then also just wanted to fill in those little holes at the top of each sign, and also where I connected them, there's a little bit of a crack in between, so I just filled those with the nail glue as well. And after I completed that, I was able to go ahead and use my white chalk paint for the front side, and I did 2 coats of that paint. And now that the paint is complete for the actual sign, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the letters. So I have these little wood letters that I picked up from Walmart. They do have things like this at Dollar Tree as well, but because I wasn't able to find them at my local Dollar Tree, I picked them up at Walmart, and they were under about $1.50, I believe. And also got this red paint that I'll be utilizing. It's like an apple red, and I just went ahead and got those ready. I did 2 coats on those as well. And once those were done drying, I moved on to my second wreath, which was the same exact process as the first one. So before I add on the letters as well as the wreath onto the sign, first I'm going to go ahead and add jute string to the top and bottom. I'm just kind of crisscrossing the wire over each other and then hot gluing it to the back, as well as applying some duct tape just to add a little more adhesive to hold it down. And once I've finished with that, I just turn my sign back over to the front. I do end up having to drill 2 holes in at the top, as well as add some string in order for me to hang it. I could have skipped this step entirely if I had just left the 2 holes up at the top at the beginning, because they were already there initially, but I filled them and I put them towards the center. So don't be like me and just keep those holes up at the top and you will be just fine. Here I am just getting my items ready to attach to the sign. I'm going to go ahead and place them on the board first just to see how I like them and how much distance I need to put in between. And then once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and use E6000 as well as hot glue for the letters to attach to the board. And then once I've done that, I move on to the wreath. And originally I was planning on doing a command hook for that, and soon realized that it just made more sense for me to use hot glue. It would just stay better and well attached versus the command hook, just especially because I was going to be putting this one outside and I didn't want the wind to blow it off. So I love the way this sign turned out. It's gonna look awesome on my side porch. I have the perfect place to hang it to replace my fall sign. And moving on, we have these mini farmhouse Christmas trees. I wanna go ahead and paint the tins, but first I just need to tape off the jute at the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now, and then use that same white chalk paint that I've been using in this video for these as well. And once I have the paint on and completed, I can move on to putting together the Christmas trees. And the Christmas trees, as well as the extra wreath pieces, are from Dollar Tree. Once I have the Christmas tree up and all spread out, I'm gonna go ahead and apply these little wreath pieces in between the branches just to create a more fuller effect. It is lacking a little bit on the stems, so I just kind of filled that in. And you'll see as I go up the tree, I just kind of tighten them around a couple more times just to make those branches look shorter and like a Christmas tree. So this little tree was only $2 once I filled it in because of those wreath pieces. And I wanted to add the bow, but first I decided to add on these little burlap pieces that I had just laying around. I just liked it better than just the single bow by itself. So I went ahead and just tied on that little scrap burlap piece and then hot glued the bow onto it. So once that bow is attached, I then go ahead and place this floral foam into the tin, just cut off the excess, and then I add in these little flat pebbles that I had extra of. I have no idea where I got them from. They must have been from another craft, but I just added them to the bottom just to kind of weigh them down a little bit. And then I removed the stand off the Christmas tree and just poked the entire pole of the bottom of the tree into the floral foam. And then once I did that, I realized that there was foam that you could definitely see kind of peeking through. And so I had some leftover moss from Dollar Tree that I went ahead and hot glued in place at the bottom. And one thing that I realized after the fact was that it would be a lot easier for my second one to just hot glue the moss in first and then add the Christmas tree. So I ended up doing it that way on the second tree. And also just wanted to mention that the ribbon with the little red trucks is from Dollar Tree as well. And you'll see, I think at the beginning of the video, I had another like plaid, black and red checkered one. And that one was from Dollar Tree as well. So they have some really awesome selections for ribbon this year. And also, they also have these little LED lights. And I thought that that would be a really cute idea to add these into the Christmas trees. So I might end up going back and grabbing some of those just to kind of spruce up this tree. But also you could even add that flock with some white chalk paint to the ends as well as with the wreaths. And moving on to the last and final DIY item of today's video, this little basket I got at Target Dollar Spot. And these little pine cone stems as well as the greenery I got from Walmart. They were about 97 cents a piece, and I ended up only using one of each. And this C letter ornament I got from Dollar Tree for our last name initial. So what I did was I pulled off the little pine cones and the sprigs of greenery from the stems. Once I had them pulled off individually, I went ahead and hot glued them onto the bottom of the basket. And also that C. And when I was finished with that, I realized I just wanted one more item to finish off the look. So I had that leftover ribbon from the first DIY that I had gotten at Joann Fabrics. So I went ahead and tied the bow and added it to the top. And I really feel like this completed the entire look I was going for. And I can totally see this item in maybe a hutch in a kitchen or on a shelf or even a mantle. I really hope this video today inspired you guys to create some of your own DIYs or even recreate these for your home for this season. And please let me know below which one was your favorite. I would love to know, as well as hit that like button if you did enjoy the video. And if you can subscribe to this channel and hit the bell notification, it will let you know whenever I post new videos, and that really supports my channel. So I greatly appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day.